The United States of America did not begin with a war. It began with a question whispered in taverns, debated in town halls, and shouted in the streets. Why are we ruled by a king we never chose? This is the story of how 13 colonies, and from loyal subjects to revolutionaries, a story of resistance, rebellion, and a new idea, freedom. Part 1. Taxes and Tensions. In the mid-1700s, the British Empire had just won a costly war, the French and Indian War. To pay the debt, Parliament turned to its American colonies. New taxes were imposed, the Sugar Act, the Stamp Act, and the Townshend Acts, but colonists were furious, not just at the money, but at the principle. They had no representation in Parliament. No taxation without representation became the rallying cry. Across the colonies, resistance grew. Speeches, petitions, and boycotts lit the spark of unrest. Part 2. Protest turns to defiance. In 1770, tension erupted into bloodshed. British soldiers opened fire in Boston, killing 5 colonists. The Boston Massacre shocked the colonies. Just 3 years later, a group called the Sons of Liberty boarded British ships and dumped tea into the harbor. The Boston Tea Party wasn't just protest, it was open defiance. In response, the British government passed the course of acts, closing Boston's port and sending more troops. But instead of fear, the colonies united. Part 3. The First Shots. In 1774, delegates from 12 colonies met at the First Continental Congress, demanding their rights and preparing for defense. Then, on April 19, 1775, British troops marched to seize weapons in Lexington and Concord. They were met by colonial militia, and the first shots of the Revolution were fired. The war had begun, but the goal was still unclear. Many colonists still hoped for peace. That hope would soon fade. Part 4. A new idea takes hold. In 1776, a powerful pamphlet swept through the colonies, Common Sense, written by Thomas Paine. It argued that monarchy was unnatural, that people had the right to govern themselves. Paine's words changed minds. The idea of independence, once radical, now felt inevitable. On July 4, 1776, the Continental Congress adopted the Declaration of Independence, written by Thomas Jefferson. It declared not just separation from Britain, but the birth of a new nation. From protests to pamphlets, from Boston to Philadelphia, the colonies transformed. What began as resistance became revolution and a dream of liberty. But the Declaration was only the beginning. Ahead lay years of war, sacrifice, and uncertainty. In our next episode, we'll follow the revolution itself, the battles, the heroes, and the birth of the United States.